morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the love and light that is Unity of Lawrence.
It's actually more like the light as dark of the unity.
That's right. I was kind of hoping when I said light, the lights would It didn't happen. So welcome to Unity of Lawrence Unplugged or Unity of Lawrence Acoustic. Always grateful to see you all here, even in the shade. So let's take a centering breath and listen to this prayer. On this day, we dedicate our hearts to peace on earth. We appreciate everyone's spiritual journey and the abundant blessings bestowed upon us. In unity with all who seek to express freedom, joy, and transformation, we welcome our divine inheritance as creators. In harmony with this truth, we live to the best of our ability with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit, and so it is. As you know, our chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray with you one-on-one. If there's anything in your heart to be held in prayer, please see one of our chaplains at the end of the service. Our chaplains today are Holly and Cindy. Over there. Yay. As you also know, our chaplains will pray for you during the week. Just fill out a prayer request slip and place it in the wooden box outside the office. Chaplains can also visit in times of need. Just let the office know. All prayers are confidential. And now let us join Holly in singing, I Am the Thinker.
Who thinks the thought?
Please stand. You're able.
Who thinks the thoughts that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. Let's hear it one more time. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light. I am more than meets the eye, cannot be defined. Because I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me what am I am beauty, I am joy. I am more than meets the eye, I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. And let's greet each other and sing hello. All right.
Yeah, we got that, didn't we?
Changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts.
Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Again, welcome to the Love and
Right.
All right,
Okay, now it's time for our unity intentions. Please affirm with me unity's founding principle together. There is only one presence
and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the source of all good.
And now our Unity of Lawrence vision statement.
United
United
in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all.
And now our Unity of Lawrence mission statement.
We are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation.
And now please welcome our special music guest, Sugarfoot Detour.
It's always a nice gesture when someone loans you their instrument. This song is a song that I wrote a while back, and I was finishing the chorus part to it, and I asked my niece, Kristen, I said, I need 3 words, the third, 3 syllables, the third rhyming with the letter E. And those 3 syllables have to say unity. So she came up with I am we, which I thought was brilliant. We, that's right. It's been a long, lonesome time since the morning I walked for miles. My feet are burning and bruised. The path ahead of me seems never ending. A yellow glow that keeps me tattered and used. And the breeze keeps us sifting when the moon starts to glow. By the dust out on the road where the weary traveler goes. When the lightning struck the ground, I heard a thunder. The stones came down in a dusty wall. But the sun broke through the clouds and tore asunder the bonds of pain between us all. And the breeze keeps us sifting when the moon starts to blow. By the dust out on the road where the weary traveler goes. Softening veils are draped across our stark reality. We've been lost inside a self-inflicted pain. After centuries of strife, a sparkling stream of misery, I am weak. As he walked into the fate of the prophecies, the truth he told were all divine. He carried forward along with all the aristocracy, so we could know he left a sign. And the breeze keeps us sifting when the moon starts to glow. By the dust out on the road where the weary traveler goes. Softening veils are draped across across our stark reality. We've been trapped inside a self-inflicted pain. After centuries of strife, the sparkling stream of misery, I am weak. I just want to say I miss having Ross play the bass. We don't have any power today, and I miss him. He's right here.
Okay, Jay Pryor is a speaker, author, executive coach, and lay member of this congregation. Welcome, Jay.
Just as shiny in the dark. Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a couple of business things I want to talk about first before I actually launch into my talk. And the first one, I want to preface first with a little bit of a story. Those of you who have been around me and my siblings, if you notice, part of it's just in our DNA to be part of church. We grew up in a church community, we grew up in a faith community. It's kind of just what we do. We grew up in a town of 500 people. My dad was the mayor, and my dad was the lectern at every mass. My mom was the president of Altar Society. Every one of us was involved. And there's always been this amazing power that we had the benefit of being able to experience and be a part of in community, right? As part of the Holy Spirit coming through us and through our community that we got to have really early on as young people, right? And my wife Jessica also was part of a faith community growing up and had a youth community where she also experienced that. So for us, part of the thing we've always wanted for our kids is to have a community and have that experience of that Holy Spirit coming through us, and especially with other young people. And it's been a real worry for me that we don't have a youth, we don't have that, right? We don't have, my kids have been the kids since they were 2, right? They've been the only kids here sometimes since they were 2 years old. And so it's always been a worry for me. And one of the things that, I study the Course in Miracles and I study and do this work, one of the things I know the most about is if I just shut up and let it go, right? If I just let Spirit handle it, it always gets worked out. And so this morning I want to start off with a powerful acknowledgement, first of all, of our community and how we have now manifested this, right? So that you're a part of this, you created this. But also, first of all, I want to start with one of our elders who is the spirit of this community, if you ask me a lot, and that's Robin Golf, right? So, yeah, you can give her When we say spirit-led, I don't know another human being that is more spirit-led than Robin Golf. This woman will go up in a light center on being led by spirit and $1 in her pocket. This is a woman that is just spirit-led. She does what spirit tells her to do, right? And so she's had this beautiful mission and experience and exchange with the youth of South Africa now for how many years, Robin?
About 20.
20 years now, right? And so this past weekend, we got to have the gift of having a few guests, and 2 of them are youth from YOU, and there's our youth sponsor, a friend Joan with her, and my kid, right, got to go be a part of this this past weekend, and have that experience of spirit led through youth and that bonding sort of experience that you can only get in community, right? It doesn't exist by ourselves. It just doesn't. And it's that power that I'm so, it's a power of love, really, that we created and we connected. And
So before I do anything else, I would very much like to invite our friends, Calvin, Marisol, Joan, please come up. Robin, Ren, if you'd like to join them, come on up. Ren is one of our we have Emerson and Julie were there too, but Ren is one of the first official YOUs of Unity Lawrence in a million years. So, people, can we bless them?
Absolutely.
On your feet. Our dear friends, thank you for the gift you've given us in our community.
Love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the divinity in you.
And we'd like to bless you back. Were you going to say something?
No.
Okay. So I don't know if you are all aware, but many little angels throughout this group provided food for this teen group for the weekend. And that was such a big help for us, eh, Joan? Yeah, so we want to bless you in return. Say unity. Unity. We love you, we bless you, and we truly appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. Namaste.
Yes, and I do want to acknowledge and appreciate the board members for providing all the food and doing all the work for them. So thank you. So that's the first order of business. Second order of business is I want to do a little bit of a teaching before I take into meditation later. So I don't want to do it then. I don't want to do it as we're moving into meditation. So I want to do it now. So I want, 2 weeks ago, we had the gift of having Suzanne Geisman here. If you were here for her, she was incredible and powerful. And something that I've been doing for quite a while now, when I go into meditation, is polyvagal breathing. And Suzanne Geisman had us do that before we went into our meditation. And I want you to do it today, but when you go into mine. And so I want to teach you it now. So polyvagal breathing, the idea is that you're relaxing your vagus nerve, which runs from your spine all the way down, and has little tentacles to every nervous system you have and all your organs, right? And so to relax that vagus nerve is superbly powerful. Going to help you get calm and centered. And so it's simple, really. What we're going to do is breathe in through the nose and then breathe out through the mouth. And when you breathe out through the mouth, just breathe out longer than you breathe in through the nose, right? So if you breathe in a 4 count, right, you would want to breathe out like a 6 or an 8. So we're just going to practice for a second and just doing this twice so we'll know what we're doing, right? So we're going to breathe in, right? I only made it 3. I'll breathe out. 5 out. Breathe in. Out. Right? So if you do this as you're starting to meditate on your own, just so you know, it just helps calm down that parasympathetic nervous system a little bit. And that's what we really want to have calm in order to be able to access our spirit, right? Because our spirit is not living amongst all that wiring of your humanness, right? That is your parasympathetic nervous system. So I wanted to just do that because when I go into meditation, I'm going to ask you to take a few of those breaths, and that's called polyvagal breathing, just so you know. So now let me jump into my topic, which is, I think, oh no! So, our 5 unity principles, the first one is there's only one power in the universe, right? That power that some of you call God, I like to call love, I like to call spirit, that flows through us, and that's the only power there is. And then our second unity principle is if that's the only power there is, it must be me too. It must be just flowing through me too. And then the third unity principle is about how our thought held in mind create after their kind. We call that I think. And the reason I say I think, is because I have been studying for a long time, watching myself create. As a coach and a trainer, I put myself on the hook to literally come from the perspective that I create everything that comes into my reality. And I mean everything, including all of you. So for me, that is kind of taking it to the nth degree, right? And that's what I do. I'm kind of like that. I'm that person. I take everything to the nth degree. And with this, I do it because if I'm the one who is attracting and creating everything in my reality, then I am never a victim of anything, right? If I'm the one who's creating it, I have all the power, see? I'm not a victim. Nothing is happening to me, right, if I'm the one. So we have been so blessed over this past couple of weeks. First, we had Suzanne Geisman, right, and she is a medium, and she shared with us, oh my gosh, she got me grounded in that, knowing that this is all there is, folks, and that there's nowhere to get except for the love, and I'm like, yes, that just, yeah, cool. I'm off the hook for everything else but love. That's good news. So, the bad news is my wiring is always afraid. So that over there. But so she did that, and then Martha Creek's one of my all-time favorite humans. She was here last week, and Martha reminded us how much we spiritual people love to just run around in this, right? This, oh God, right? And so what I love that I can take both of those people's messages and build on that around this notion that we really do, right? What we focus on always gets bigger, and what we have been thinking about, we sort of bring about. And so I want you to just take a moment and think about anything that you've had a craw in your something. What do you call that? Like a bee in your bonnet, like something's bugging you, right? Something you've been mad about, right? Something's bugging you, something that's hurt your feelings even. Somebody that's not behaving the way they should. Right? They are not behaving the way they should, right? So I want you to think about that, right? Think about that for a minute. And then I want you to just see if you can notice what things you've been experiencing lately, right? What things have you been experiencing lately? And are they correlate in any way to some of this stuff you've been mad about? I'm going to share an example with you because here's the thing. Here's what we do as humans. We make a decision about something. We make some kind of judgment about something. And then we go around and we gather evidence that that thing is true until it becomes something we believe, and then, by golly, we're right about it, right? And there's tons of things that are like that. So what I say is, why don't we do that on purpose? Let's decide something amazing. Let's go gather evidence for it and then watch it play out in our lives, right? Let's do it on purpose. But let me tell you how it actually works, right? Because I know, I watch myself enough to notice all the dumb things I manifest, right? The dumb things you don't want to manifest. So here's one of them. Recently, in the past month, I got mad at young people. I got mad at them. It started with my kids, did something they were mad, and then I started just being, everywhere I looked, young people are disrespectful, right? And I started holding on to that, thinking about it, and noticing it everywhere, and everywhere I go, I'm just, look at the disrespect over there, right? And now I'm not telling anybody this, I'm just like holding it in here, thinking about it, I started having experiences where that's really the theme. Boy, everybody has something to say about it. If you talk to anybody over 55, they will tell you that people cannot keep their crap in a sock. Right? You can gather evidence for it all day. All day. Here's evidence. Oh, they'll give me evidence. Somebody over here will give me evidence. I got it all day, right? Finally, I'm out on a bike ride, y'all. And I'm with one of my best friends. And she's telling me this beautiful story, actually, about how she has this young roommate living with her, and he's just out of high school. And it's probably going to turn into a permanent situation. And she's grateful, and she's telling me a good story. This is a good story, people. She's trying to share a good story with me, right? And I'm listening to it through my filter, right? Young people are unable to manage themselves, okay? So I'm listening through that filter. She's telling me this beautiful story about how, she's getting a roommate that she's enjoying, right? Well, I think she says these words. I think it's going to be permanent because, he goes home and sees his mom every weekend. And I'm like, really? and he loves his naps. And he likes to play the piano every afternoon. And I'm like, oh, isn't that sweet? He goes and sees his mommy every weekend, and he needs a nap every afternoon, right? I'm like, just getting evidence, right? I'm like pooping all over her story, right? She's telling me that I'm just listening through this, right? So I'm not kidding you, right? We just talked about this young man. We're coming up on a bike path in front of my house, and there's a guy, and he's that exact same age, and he's walking right down the middle of the path. Now, the way the bike path works in my house is you walk on one side or the other, and when you come around, you say passing on your left, and you go around. This guy's walking right, smack down the middle of the thing, right? So we yell at him, hey, on your left, we're going to try to pass him. This guy's headphones on, he can't hear us. He's just like walking down the middle. Of course he is. He's a young white guy. What's he going to do? He's going to take up a lot of space, and he's going to, right? I'm like, gathering my evidence, hating him already before I already hate this guy. Right? So now I'm like in my mind, and this is the thing I want you to watch out for, because my ego, 911 responder all the time, right? You cannot count on me to actually do the right thing sometimes. I'll say I am, but really I'm looking for a fight. So so I'm coming up this guy, and he can't hear me. So in my story about it is, I'm just gonna come up gently and let him know I'm trying to pass you, and hey, you might want to move over, right? As I come up to him, I kind of startle him because he has headphones on, right? And he bumps me, and I crash on my bike. And I take him out, by the way. Knocked him over, knocked my bike over. Now, by this time, if you don't know me, you don't know that when I get hurt, the first thing I want to do is pop up and fight him, right? Because I'm a trauma kid. That's how I've been raised. I'm gonna fight you. So I pop up ready to fight this kid. He's popping up trying to take care of people like he's being a nice guy, and I'm ready to fight him. It's ridiculous, right? So here's the thing. By the time I got home, I was hurt. I just got hurt. I got punched in the heart, y'all. Can you hear me? I got punched in the heart. By the time I got home, I felt like I was having a heart attack. My left arm hurt. My heart hurt everywhere. I've been recovering from that for the last 3 weeks. But it wasn't an hour before I'm in hysterics. I'm laughing so hard because I could see. Can you see how I manifested this young man? Can you see it? I can't hear you. Can you see it?
Yes, we see it.
Because I want you to get this so much. Whatever you are pushing against in your life is going to manifest in front of you and make you deal with it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Whatever you're pushing against in your life, it's going to manifest right in front of you and make you deal with it. And so we have to pay attention to how we think and where our thoughts are focused, right? Because I manifest so powerfully and so quickly, I gotta really watch myself. I'm like, holy smokes, I start thinking of something and smell. So here's the deal that I didn't share with you. About a month ago, I have a coach, by the way. A coach has to have a coach. Like, I'm always working on myself, trying to walk the talk, okay? A month ago, I'm talking to my coach. I'm talking about like some stuff I'm struggling with. And she said something to me like, if you knew how much people loved you, want to take care of you, you would never want for anything again, blah, blah, blah. Like everything in me was like, oh, hell no. No. Because she challenged a belief that I had already, that I have to do everything myself. I can't count on anybody. And she challenged me in that moment to transform that belief because it was BS. She challenged me to do it in 30 days. Okay. All right. So within 30 days, I had to give up. First, I had to identify the sentence that I had said to myself, which was, I can't count on you to take care of me. Right? That was my sentence, came right out of me. I can't count on you to take care of me. And I wrote it down on a piece of paper. That's what I've been telling myself. That's what I've been thinking. Right? And so what kind of results have I been producing in the world where I'm like, I can't count on other people, so I have to dodge and make sure, what? And it's not even true. So instead, I was like, what can I start gathering evidence for? A few weeks ago, Suzanne Geisman told us, if we're willing and we'll pay attention, there will be snags that will guide us along the way all the time. Y'all, I look for those snags all the time. So along the way, here come the snags, right? The first one was my dear friend Pam Grout. When I said, I can't count on you, I meant people. I can count on the Holy Spirit all day. I'm very faithful. I have no issue with that. People, not so much. So Pam Grout first reminded me, people are God. Jay, people are God. Oh, I forgot that. I forgot people are God. You're right. That's the number 2 principle in unity. I forgot people are God. It's all of us, right? Oh, you're right. I can give that up. And then I started to see. Okay, so then I cracked it open, right? I had a crack. And then I had a baby step sentence then for me to start focusing on. Long story short, y'all, here's what we do. We decide something. We judge something. Then we gather evidence for it to be true, and then we watch it manifest in our lives. So let's do it on purpose. Let's do it on purpose. Or if you need to transform something, figure out what you're thinking, what you're telling yourself, and stop saying it and start saying something else. What I started saying to myself was, first it was, oh, people are God. Oh, you're right, people are God. And then I started thinking about the way I grew up and the fact that we had 7 kids in my house in one bathroom that was attached to the kitchen. And I live in a home where we have 4 people and we have 3 toilets. The opulence that I live in, right? Just I'm so taken care of. And I heard myself say that and I was like, I actually believe that. I'm so taken care of. And then I started gathering evidence for I'm so taken care of. And everywhere I start to look now, I'm like, oh, look how I'm taken care of. The other day, I went into my room. I'm a hat wearer. I went into my room. I walked in, and I'm like, goodbye, spring hat. Hello, fall hat. And I put it on my head, and I was like, look how I'm taken care of, right? Jessica bought me those hats. Jessica takes care of me. People take care of me. I am so taken care of, right? That took me a little more than a month, y'all. But about 6 weeks, right? So not bad. Not bad to go from I can't count on you to I'm so taken care of, right? It took me 6 weeks. Now, I'm pretty good at this. I do it for a living, and I help people do it for a living. But can you see the power of I think inside of all of that, right? Please pay attention to what you're thinking. Please pay attention to what you're thinking. And if you're thinking thoughts that are pushing against or judging that level of energy, it will always just come back at you and it'll titty punch you before you know it, right? You're going to end up like, ah! So it's like, don't have to get to the place where the universe bounces you on your butt before you can realize, oh, I'm focusing on things that aren't working. I'm focusing on being mad and right and silly, right? Because the truth is, you are love, and those younger people who want their nap and want to play the piano, is exactly how I want them to live their lives. I don't want them to think that they have to be out there just struggling all the time, like we did, right? That's not what we're teaching them. What we're teaching them is they focus on love and love comes. They don't have to do anything and Spirit takes care of it. That's what we want them to know. My wiring tells me, damn it, you ought to work for it, right? That's the wiring. That's not the Spirit, right? And so when the wiring is thinking, that's when I go, uh-oh, right? I think, uh-oh, maybe not think. And or if I'm going to think, choose my thoughts carefully and then gather evidence for the right ones. Because I know that I'm so taken care of.
Once again, I miss Ross being up here, but here we are. Be still, the wandering mind. Drive on your absence away from me. Don't throw your tireless, wearisome battles at me. Breathe in slow, opulent life. Exhale the madness of constant thought. Drink from the oceans of wisdom and sumptuous love. Let the silence begin. Let it flow from within. Hush now, tranquility cradles the depths of your being. Exhale the madness of constant thought. Drink from the oceans of wisdom and sumptuous love. Let the silence begin. Let it flow from within. Hush now, tranquility cradles the depths of your being.
Exhale the madness of continuous thought. Is that what you said?
Something like that.
Yeah. That's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to invite you to get comfortable where you are. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, feel free to do that. Sorry I didn't do this already for my own purposes and for yours. If you'd like to call in anybody that is on the other side, I know that the first people that come to my mind when I'm standing here are Enola and Vi and Bev and Kidney and Karen now. In the shower today, I was like, don't forget Karen. Karen's here too. So if you have anybody else you'd like to invite in to be with us now at this time, we just take a moment to just be with our souls for a second. So we're going to take 3 polyvagal breaths. You know how to do it now. I'm going to invite you to do that. And as you exhale, I want you to exhale the madness of continuous thought. And see if you can sink yourself into the relaxation it brings upon that exhale. So we'll take 3 breaths in and out. last one in. As you exhale that last breath, if you can sink in the relaxation it brings. You should imagine that source energy coming down from the lavender light coming down on your crown chakra right now, just melting over you. Across your crown chakra and down over your third eye. Your hypothalamus, for some reason that's coming to my head, I don't know why, but it's floating down over your hypothalamus, around your brain and down around your face and over your mouth and then down around your throat chakra. Feel that. It feels like warm sun on a chilly day. That warmth, that light coming down over your shoulders now. I just want you to sit with it there in your heart chakra or the seat of the soul. In the beginning, when I asked you to bring up anything that you've been disgruntled about, anything like that, as you sit at the seat of the soul right here, that thing that you've been pushing against, in this moment, when we tap into that power within us, that light can just dissolve, almost anything. I'm going to invite you to see if you can just dissolve yourself into nothing but love right here. Any thoughts you have, watch them dissolve, disintegrate. As we sit here in the seat of your soul, just being still here for a few moments is right in the perfect place to listen. Just listen. In this place, there's a power within you, right here, that is greater than any circumstance before you. This power right here, that is within you, is greater than any circumstance before you. There's nowhere to get. But right here. Being that love right here now in this moment. Not thinking as much as possible. Choosing and watching our thoughts wisely. Before you leave, say thank you. Whatever you heard, whatever you encountered, give some love to yourself. This week, let's make a commitment to be so conscious of our thoughts. We get to choose and start gathering evidence for the ones that we want to believe. And the one that I know is that you are so loved. You are so loved. Start to wiggle your toes and come back. I never did have a chance to do a sound check here. A little bit. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Yeah, his guitar's not on yet.
Just turn it off so you can plug it in without the. There we go.
How'd that sound? Better. There we go. How easy it is to laugh when you're happy. This is a song called Quibble. It's got a message that you can hear, but basically I just kind of like the word quibble. And I didn't let anybody quibble with me about it.
Nothing's gonna quibble with you tonight. Your mind is clear and your head's on right. Manifestations of mercy, polishing your heart, abolishing your pain. Nothing's gonna quibble with you tonight. You're after truth and firelight. These forces deep in the shadows, ascending the path, awakening our brain. Now, you wanna go, you gotta push it. You wanna know, you can't rush it. What's in your mind's eye, you gotta bring it. You wanna soul fly, then wing it. Open up into the stillness of our soul. Open up into the stillness. Nothing's gonna quibble with you tonight. Your primal cry reignites. Cold passions flow through your spine stream, turning into energizing flame. Now, teleport into the visceral. Check your dashboard off the monitor. Trust your sundial, begin at Yankee thing, foundation of the natural. Open up into the stillness of our soul. Open up into the stillness.
Well, hello. As our ushers come forward for a time of thanks, I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. As the love offering is being collected, let's join Holly in singing, Yes, I Am.
I know who my source is. I know who I am. Part of all that is. Connected and whole I am. Yes, I know who my source is. I know who I am. Part of all that is. Connected and whole I am. Yes, 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 I am, yes, I am, yes, I am.
Thank you, Holly. As our ushers come forward, here's our prayer of thanks. Please listen. We are grateful and we bless the flow of good that supports our Unity community. We bless the givers who give their time, talent, and treasure. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth only to return again and again, and so it is. Amen. A special welcome to our guests today. Thank you for joining us. If you would like more information, please pick up a welcome packet from the foyer. Please join us downstairs for our second Sunday potluck.
We have hot food now.
And we have hot food. Yeah. Everyone is welcome. Francesca Vance is continuing her Italian language classes on the first and third Sunday afternoons at 4 p.m. in the Fellowship Hall. Next meeting is Sunday, October 15th at 4 p.m. Remember, Open Meditation meets on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Unity Talks is canceled for October 20th. Our next Unity Talk is Friday, November 3rd with Dan Wildcat. That's going to be a good one. Sacred Space, Refuge and Remembrance is a nature immersive mindfulness retreat on Saturday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Rising Ranch in Oskaloosa, Kansas. This is a transformative one-day mindfulness retreat designed to guide participants on a journey of personal renewal and self-discovery. Holly Taylor is co-facilitating. Flyers are available in the foyer. Save the date. Poetry Night with Diane Silver and Phil Roger is on Friday, November 10th at 7 p.m. See Phil for more information. We invite you to join us next Sunday when Kelly Hunt brings us special music and the message, The Gentle Power of Blessings. And now rise as you're able and let's sing the peace song.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
As we lower our hands, let's pray the prayer of protection. The light of God's surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.